Hey everyone, welcome back to the IHC Craft Room. I'm Mary, and tonight we're tackling a how-to live number 6. And we're going to be making a candy cane wreath, as you can see. I've actually never made a candy cane wreath before, so I'm a beginner when it comes to this unique kind of form. So we're going to be learning this together tonight. Hopefully that means it's going to be successful. We'll see. Feel free to grab your supplies and craft with me, or just hang out for some inspiration and some company. Either way, I'm super happy you're here, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you're watching in the replay, let me know if you're going to be, crafting along with me. And if you're here in the live, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Okay, let's get started. So like I said, I've never used a wreath form like this before, and honestly, they're pretty hard to find these days. Like, I went looking to see if I could find a couple more, and I had bought this last year, and I have not found any this year. But last year, I got it at Dollar Tree, which is where I get a lot of my stuff. So we're going to use that. And I think my plan, now these are all wired wreaths, which mean wired ribbons, which means they have wire along the side and makes them a lot easier to form into like beautiful bows and stuff like that. But for this wreath, I think I want to make it look like a candy cane. So I'm going to wrap it entirely in red ribbon first. And then I'm going to strategically place some bits of white to make the candy cane red white. And then I'm thinking we'll do like a bow with, I don't know if I'll use all 4 of these colors or just these 3. And we'll make a bow. And I don't know if you can see it, but I totally forgot I had this ribbon that I got from Costco. Oh my God, Costco's ribbon is amazeballs. If you have the chance, and it's so well priced. I think it was $10 for this, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a lot. It's 50 yards. So, okay, focus, Mary. I love this ribbon because it's got a little gnome, but he's holding candy canes. So I'm like, oh my God, it's, what's the word? Serendipitous. That's right. Boom. Big $5 word for you today. Okay, so let's get started. I think I'm going to start by, I don't really know how to deal with the end of the wreath. I feel like it's going to be like a fold and tuck, but since I'm intending to wrap, I'm not really sure how that's going to go. So I think I might do a piece that just kind of covers it. So we'll see. We're going to figure this out as we go. I've got a couple of red and white pipe cleaners that I'm going to turn into little mini candy canes to put around the bow. I went looking through my stash, and I don't have a lot of greenery, unfortunately, so I can't put a lot in here today, which would have been really nice. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I think I'm going to cut about that much. What do you think? Should I try to... Do you think I should try to cover the end like that? Or do I just start wrapping using the full ribbon? And then we can tuck it under. Well, that makes the most sense, doesn't it? Okay, so let's do that. I think what I'm going to do, so it's always important to assess your ribbon before you get started. This is a one-sided ribbon, meaning there's a good side and a bad side. The bad side's still beautiful, but it is not the vibrant, beautiful velvet of the good side. So you want to keep track of your good side so that it's always on the outside of your wreath. I think what I'm going to do, I got to cut this off first before I forget. Yeah, this is an awkward shape to work with. This is going to be... Now, let me tell you, I've seen some beautiful tutorials on Pinterest where people come up with so many cool ideas to use this form for, like a Grinch arm holding a little ball, a reindeer with their little antlers and a little red nose, like a Rudolph. I've seen some really pretty things. So I think we'll start by just tucking this. I'm going to flip it upside down so that the the curved side is on the bottom right now, so that I can give myself a little bit of room to do the tuck in that I'm thinking about. I'm going to put a line of glue right here. I'm going to give myself enough room to tuck in. Okay. Finger protectors. How I adore thee. Whenever I remember I have you. Okay. So I am going to tuck this over like that. Just fold it. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to put a line of glue here. Hopefully you will be able to see this on the other side. We'll see. Oh, shoot. I just threw some glue. I don't think I've ever done that before. This isn't really equal, is it? I want you to not be... It's okay. That's going to get covered anyway. I'm going to wrap this around now. I just wanted to give myself a chance to kind of cover the edge of the... I really need to clean that glue off before I start getting it into things. I don't know. I've ever done that before. So first time for everything, folks. Okay. So, I wish there wasn't this little lip over here. Oh, that's good. That's moved out pretty nicely. I'm going to do another little bit of glue here. So I can smooth this out a little bit. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so now I'm probably just I'm gonna just try to wrap this all the way around. So you scram. Hopefully I won't need you again for a while. Now, how do I go from this? Honestly, this glue is hella frustrating. The way it turns into this spider web that never goes away. It's like styrofoam. Okay. I think I might have to put some glue here too, just to kind of, wow, the amount of glue I'm putting over here is crazy. Okay. I'm going to give that a second to adhere. And then we're going to start wrapping. Hopefully I can do that without... I'm going to open it a little bit over here. Okay. Okay, good. All right, here we go. So the object of the game is to keep this ribbon as level and unfolded, I guess, as possible. This is going to be a challenge. Really got to keep track of that so I don't accidentally tie myself in knots. Okay, so I want to keep the rows of this ribbon somewhat uniform in size, but it doesn't need to be this tightly wound. Let's see if I can loosen this up a little bit. There we go, much better. Beautiful. That's great. Okay, unroll a little. All right, now we're talking. I really love this red velvet ribbon. And you're going to hear me gushing about this Kirkland ribbon, but keep in mind, if you don't have a Costco, I'm sure you can find beautiful ribbon. Oh, this is twisted. Not I'm sure, I have. I buy it all the time from the dollar store, from Dollarama, from Dollar Tree. You can definitely find yourself some beautiful Christmas ribbon. Just make sure that it's wired. Now, for this particular purpose, what I'm doing right this minute, you don't really need it to be wired. I don't know if that helps it or hinders it, but I always enjoy the wire because I feel like it just helps with everything. But especially when you're making a bow, you definitely want a wire unless you want like a floopy hair bow or something. Doesn't that look nice? It's just such a pretty ribbon. Okay. It's always a challenge when I deal with ribbon to maneuver the roll. Anytime you're wrapping something and you have to move the roll back and forth, it's a bit of a challenge in my opinion. But I am up for the challenge. Oui, oui. I don't mind a little bit of a ruching, especially on the curve. Like, come on. What are we expecting here? Actually, Dollarama and Dollar Tree have, I think I've said this a million times lately, they've really upped their game in the craft world, and their ribbon in particular has skyrocketed in its beauty, its size, its price. But it's actually good ribbon. Like, at least if I'm going to pay $1.75 for a ribbon, as long as it's a good ribbon and I get at least 3 yards out of it, you know, I'm less likely to complain very much. I'm not saying I won't, but at least not a lot. I always have to complain at least a little. At least un poquito. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to move these things out of the way. Okay. That looks great. I'm really happy with that. Man, I so regret not buying more than one of these wreath frames because, like I said, I haven't been able to find it since. And the other day, I've been looking for a cross frame so that I can do a cross. And I haven't been able to find one either in a long, long time. So anyways, I tried to order one off of Amazon, and I clearly did not understand the metric system. And I ended up with these little tiny cross frames. They're like half the size of this wreath frame, which was not at all what I had in mind. Like, I was thinking like a full-size cross, you know what I mean? So, oh boy. So my husband's like, so you're going to return them? And, you know, I often laugh at him. I'm like, you know, you're married to a crafter. Why would I return them? I'll just use them for another project. Oh, man. Good times. If you feel me, if you're a crafter and you feel me, go ahead and put it in the comments. Don't we love to buy our stuff, eh? We can use it. I'll find a project for it. Trust me. You should see all the things. Mr. Gnome just came back for another project. Like, come on. This is a great moment. There's always projects to use fun stuff with. Okay, this is getting twisty and it's going to end badly for me. How does it even happen? Because I'm not paying attention. That's why. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Not bad, eh? That looks nice. I'm going to move these out of here. I feel like I'm nervous. I'm going to knock my ribbon off the table with this candy cane. All right. Okay, this I'm going to need to pay attention to because now you'll notice it if there's a huge gap. Having said that, I'm going to put a bow on here too, so I don't even know how much of this is going to be visible in the end. We'll see if my idea looks good. If not, I'd be happy to leave it red. I like it. It looks really nice. It's, I don't know, it's impactful. Also, it makes me think about the different flavors of candy canes that I've had in my lifetime, because there was a period of time where the basic red and white, which I guess is peppermint. I mean, it's always around, but there was a period of time where they had these like yellow ones. I don't even know what flavor they were. And then every year now they come out with new ones, blueberries and strawberries and cherry and all this stuff. So this kind of makes me feel like that cherry or cinnamon vibe. Me gusta, me gusta. That looks so good. Really nice. I love the way the edges are giving that extra bit of texture. Maronna, but how do I get this twisted? Okay. This is how it gets twisted because I get confusa. All right. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to tuck this bottom. I struggled like a champ at the top, so I'm sure we'll have the same copious amounts of glue. Glue's like duct tape, man. When in doubt, add a little more. I mean, at the end of the day, I doubt it's going to hurt. Actually, that's not true. Hot glue will really hurt you. Be careful. Caliente, man. Big time. I burn myself all the live long day. Oh, you're going too far. That's good. Actually, I want to open this and this a little bit. Yeah. Bueno. Oh, you guys too. I moved everything else, but not you. Get out of here, scram. We don't need you yet. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to decorate this other than I have a few little things that I picked up from the craft stash. I'm not sure what I'll use, if anything. I might just keep it really simple. And once we're done wrapping the base, we'll make a little bow. And then we'll see what we want to add to it, if anything. Maybe it'll just be the bow. Am I going the wrong direction? But of course. Okay. How we doing? I can't remember if I've ever wrapped a wreath in ribbon before. Oh, yes, I have. I did a Halloween ribbon wreath. It was square and it had a skull head in the middle, which was so cool. Like this picture, this painting I got from Dollar Tree. What was his name? Scott the Skull, I think. I don't remember. I name all the things, but then I never remember their names. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, if you're interested in watching that video, Mary from the future is going to put it right up here in the replay so that you can enjoy it with me. But this is a great way to work on a base of a wreath, to wrap it in a ribbon. It really gives you a lot of, because ribbons are really versatile these days. They have like cool patterns and designs and stuff. Should I just roll it one more time and then I'll tuck it under? I think I will. Okay, it's just good. I don't think we're going to go any further than that, so I'm going to cut this and free myself from this torture. Dealing with the roll is a bit annoying. Look at, I cut this like a savage. Like an absolute savage. I'm going to fix that. I can't live with that. I'm going to have to fix it. Okay, so do I want to glue and then tuck? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to glue this closed first, and then we'll tuck it over. Finger protectors. If you do not own them, I highly suggest you try to track some down. I have found them at the Dollar Tree, and they have my heart for the eternity. For real. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it over. Maybe I'll fold it like a gift. Okay, first of all, let's cut this because this is just way too long. Okay. Go fold it like a gift. And tuck and fold. No, that looks terrible. Okay. What can we do to make it not look terrible? What if? Oh, so this piece is going to be a problem because it's kind of low to the bottom. Maybe I shouldn't have wrapped it that last time. Oh, that's fine. Just got to be a little aggressive with the way you tuck. Okay. So we're going to start by putting a little glue in here to keep these guys all together like frenzies. I'm going to pull that nice and taut. Nice and tight. That's good. Just just going to let that glue dry a tiny bit. I'm going to actually cut some of this off. I'm going to tuck these like this. If I do it flat, I'll tuck it under. That's a good idea. Okay. Put a little bit of glue right here. Oh, you got to watch your fingers, Mary. This is going to end badly. And tuck it under. Why aren't you using the finger with the protector? Okay. That works pretty well. Honestly, these little spider webs off of the glue gun really challenge my Zen state over here. I'm trying to craft my calm, but it's trying to get me testy. Okay, a little bit more glue. I'm going to fold this over and then tuck it under. It took me that long to get it off my hands. How we doing here? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to keep an eye on this because it's kind of thick. We'll come back and see if I need to hit it with a little bit more glue later so that it doesn't stick up on me. Actually, I should put some in between that layer and this layer. Still un petit bit. Oh, you popped out. Rude. Okay. I'm going to leave this alone for a few minutes and we'll see how it does. If it doesn't do well, I'll cut these little corners off completely because as long as it stays down, that's all that matters. Okay. Now I'm thinking, so option 1 is to leave it like this, which is beautiful. Option 2, which was my initial plan, is to use white ribbon, a couple of pieces here and there. Oh, my pipe cleaner fell off. Like, let's see. I'm going to cut a few of them. That's about long enough. I'm having a really hard time not cursing right now because this glue spider web situation is irking me. Okay, let's try 3. And we'll see if we like this idea or if we're going to can it and leave it red. Let's see. Okay. So what if we I don't know. What do you think? It kind of looks boring. I don't like it. Huh. That's funny. I really thought I would like this. Maybe they're too far apart from each other. Let's try putting it a little closer. No, but then it needs to be the same width at least, right? Okay. I don't really like it. I think I like just the red base. Yeah, okay. So moving on, we pivot. This is how it goes. I have an idea and then we see how it goes. Now, there's always the option of doing this completely different. Now wrapping it the way I wrapped it and then maybe alternating a piece of white, a piece of red. I felt like that was going to be really, really difficult. So we're going to keep this as our base and we're going to focus on making a beautiful bow now. Never forget to hydrate. I'm going to put this aside for now. And we are going to talk about a bow. So I have a few different ribbon here. Okay, we have the white as well. And I have, and now this one has become a much more viable option since it's just a red base. I have this red and white striped one. So this is green. I was going to use the green in relation to these guys. So this is option 1, I think, for a wreath. For a bow. And this would be number 2. I kind of feel like I still want to stick with this, and I'm not going to use this guy. What do you guys think? I just really want to use the gnome. So we're going to make sure we use Mr. Gnome tonight. So I'm going to start by cutting some ribbon. We're going to be making a bundle bow tonight, which is a really easy bow to make. All you need to do is cut ribbon and fold it in half and scrunch it, and you made yourself a bow. So we're going to do that tonight. And I want it to be a pretty full bow. So I'm going to start off with, usually I'll do like 6 pieces of ribbon, and that's pretty full. But I kind of wonder if I want to make, so you get like 6 loops. Do I want to make 3 of each and do 9 loops maybe? Or is that going to be too crazy? I think that might be too crazy. Let's start with 2 of each. And then if we decide to go any further, then I'll cut 1 more of each. So I think I'm going to cut them to about 12 inches in length, which is the length of this whole ruler, my pretty sparkly pink ruler. So we're going to use 2 of each color for now, which is 6 in total. It'll give us 6 loops on our bow. I'd like it to be a fairly full bow, but not like crazy overpowering, you know? But I also don't want you to not see it. You want to see the bow. It has to be the Goldilocks bow. Oh, I cut 3. Mary. All right. I still think I should only do 2 of the other ones, though. That was a mistake. If I decide to add a 3rd, fine, but that was not intentional. I didn't even realize it until whatever. Okay, you guys skedaddle. Okay. This is such a cute ribbon. I love the burlap. It's not something you see a lot. I mean, more so now than ever, but it's really, really cute ribbon. Okay. We're going to use a red pipe cleaner. Wondering if I should have made these a little longer, but I don't want to. I don't want it to be like a ginormous bow. So what we're going to do is fold these in half, but first I'm going to dovetail the ends because I have a dovetail addiction. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I think it looks pretty. So to dovetail, you're just going to fold it end to end and then cut at a diagonal from one end right up to the top that you folded. And you'll get a nice, beautiful V shape, which is called a dovetail end. I've heard it called a fishtail. I don't know why we went from poultry to like, I don't know. It's crazy. A little bit of fish. You could obviously speed up this process by doubling up and doing them at the same time. Doing 2 at once or doing 3 or 4 at once. I have done that before and it always makes my V very wonky. I'm not good at it and I don't want to sacrifice ribbon trying to get better at it. So I just go one at a time and chill. Oh no, is this pair of scissors starting to go on me? So another option, if you don't want to dovetail the ends of your ribbon, is you could cut them at an angle or just give them a nice straight cut and that'll look nice as well. As long as you're not, you know, a savage like I was earlier and rip it to shreds at the end, then you look fine. I really do need to make one where I don't dovetail it because I literally do it every time. Just to see something different. What is your deal? Maybe you are starting to get dull on me. I'm going to do this one too, just in case we use it. I might just include it just because I have it now. And make it a 7 loop bow instead of 6, which probably be better. I'm really struggling at the tips today. That's not good. No mi piace. Okay. Very nice. Let's get rid of these guys. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is just taking each of these ribbons and folding them in half. And then we're going to grab them right near the middle and scrunch and put it like so. Now, I usually use a clothespin or a clip because I struggle with my carpal tunnel and holding things like that is not very fun. So I'm just going to fold them and then we'll do the scrunch after. So now if you wanted this to be a big bow that has like big poofy, what's the word, loops, then you needed to actually cut this not to 12 inches, but closer to 18, which is what I've done in the past. I've never actually made one this small before. So this is going to be interesting to see if it's going to come out as small as I wanted it or if it's going to be even smaller. I used to really be scared and intimidated by bows, and I won't deny that I'm still a tiny bit because I'm not like perfectly confident with it. I make lots of bows, but there's no denying that there's a little bit of intimidation still in the air when I'm working on one, and I have to keep reminding myself that I know what I'm doing. And if I don't, who cares? It's just ribbon. Moving on. I shall figure it out. Okay, so we've got okay, red, green, gnome, red, green, gnome, red. Okay. All right. So now we're going to scrunch them. I wonder if I can just scrunch them. That's going to be kind of hard. Okay. Scrunch. Let's do it on my finger. I'm not going to. It won't be long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is 7. It's a lot. Okay, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, fold it in the middle, and then I'm going to slide it around all of these guys and pull them all together, and we're going to twist. Okay, so the bottom is your tails, which we're just going to flatten out for now, and then we'll adjust them and make sure that they're spread out nice and see if we can get them to poke out a little bit strategically. But for now, I just want to get it down to that. I'm going to really tighten up this. No, I'm going to try to actually use this pipe cleaner to attach it to the wreath base. So let's fill out our loops now. Now there's something to be aware of is that we want to keep the gnomes up and down when we put this on the wreath so that they're not upside down. It's a lot of ribbons. I don't know if that 7 one was a good idea. We're going to see. Seriously, this is the tiniest little bow I've ever made. The more you fluff it, the brighter it looks. Because then you get to see each loop. Nice. And now the bottom, I'm just going to spread out the tails a little bit so that when we attach it, you can see a little bit of all of it kind of peeking out underneath. We want to make sure our gnome is good side out as well as our red ribbon. But we'll fuss with this more once it's attached to the wreath because it'll be easier to adjust it when it's on. It's teeny tiny. Let's see if I like that or not, or if I'm going to end up making a new one. We'll see. Okay, here's our wreath. Well, actually, I do like it small. I like this size. Okay, so let's see if we can tie this on. Is this long enough? Yes, it is. How wonderful. Okay, I'm going to actually smush this down as much as I can so that it's nice and flat. So I'm going to open the petals of the bottom so that it's as flat as possible. And then I'm going to flatten it against the wreath frame and pull the pipe cleaners down in between so that I can tie it to the back. And then we're going to fluff the bow, so don't worry about smushing it now. Okay, beautiful. I didn't even check if the gnomes were the right way, but luckily they are. Silly girl. I want you in the middle. Actually, I should have a red one in the middle since there's an extra one that's red. Yeah. I really am going to try to knock this off and not do this so much, but this is bows for me, man. I could spend so much time fluffing and adjusting a bow to make it look a certain way. And I'll come back 5 minutes later and do it again. So, I mean, at some point I do have to call it and move on. Right now, what I want to do is bring the feet over so that you can see them a little bit more underneath. Very nice. Okay, come on. You guys need to stay poofy and curly. Curly and poofy. What do you think? Cute, right? Okay. Now, we have options. Do we want to leave it like this, nice and minimal? Which I kind of do. I'm really liking this really simple, subtle kind of look. But I was thinking about making a couple of little candy canes. So maybe we'll try that and see how we like it. I'm just going to twist a red and white one together. Okay. I want it to be tiny. Oh my God, how cute is that? How cute is that? Tee! I'm going to twist the bottom a little more. That's cute. Can I wrap it around a pen or a pencil or a paintbrush? I have a paintbrush. Oh, too much, too much. Too much. That's good. That's good. A little too long. But I'm going to tuck it, I think. Like, I tuck it over there. I'll tuck a few of them. So we'll make a few of these. This is cute. Honestly, I'm not planning on doing a lot more to this. I love this. I love this little minimal. I have a couple of little things here that we'll try just to see. Like, for example, I have these gnome picks that I could try to like tuck one up here, which I want to see what that looks like because that's why I brought it out here, because I was like, oh my God, gnomesies. Man, this is messy AF though, just to be clear. Okay. So let's say I wanted to put this on and I put it. Well, I'll take them off the stick. I just don't want to take it off right now until I know for sure if I'm going to use it. I don't know. I mean, he's super cute. Boop. He's got the cutest little nose. Boop. I'm sorry. It required a double boop. But I don't know. Does that look cute? Does it look dumb? Should I put him on an angle? Do we like the gnome or not? Gnome yes or gnome no? I'm thinking gnome no. I feel like it kind of takes away from the candy cane experience. So I think you're going to be for another project, friend. But thanks for coming out. A pleasure. You made a mess. Bad party guest. Down with the gnomes. Okay. Let's make a couple more candy canes. I also have a bunch of like cranberries and various berries and whatnot that we could use, which is a lot of yellow. Do I have any other color? I have silver. Did I say yellow? It's a lot of red. Did I really say yellow? I think I did. Would we rather do some silver? It would be the only silver on here though. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. What do I have here? These are cool. They're like little contained little berry thingies. Okay, I like that. We'll keep you. And get rid of you. Scram. How many of these are we going to do? Maybe 4. I also have some ornaments, some little baby ornaments. I'm thinking we'll do. Is it too many now? Is 4 good or is 4 overkill? Let's see. Just to have an idea. Do we like it? I kind of do like it. Let me see. Yeah, I do like it. I'm going to leave them. I kind of wish I had 2 more. I only have 1 more. Is that right? Yeah, too bad, because it would have been nice to like tuck one on the side, on that side. But it's cool. Do I want to use a ball or 2? Where would we put them? In here? Yeah. not against it. Let's see. What color do we want to use? Do we want to use the matte ball, the glitter? I don't think I want to do glitter. No glitter. Either the matte or the shiny. I kind of feel like I want to do the matte. Yeah, I like the way the matte looks more. Okay, so we're going to do a few matte ones. I'm going to readjust all of this now that we have somewhat of a plan. I don't know how many balls I'm going to use, but probably not all of these. Let's make a couple more little candy canes so that we have a few of them ready. Oh boy, am I thirsty. Okay, let's move you. I'm going to make a few more of these guys because they're cute. That's a little long though. Twisty, twisty. Am I not making it tight enough? Okay. Just making my hands hurt. What doesn't make my hands hurt is a better question. Okay, beautiful. Now, we're going to give this a little curve. When I used the pencil or the paintbrush, it was a bit much. Okay. I'll cut it about here. That's better. It's a more reasonable size. Cutie. I'm just going to make how many I can make from this, and that's it. There's probably going to be 2 more. I don't mind that line. Okay, 4. I don't know how many can we tuck in there is a good question. Maybe I should make one more round of these. We'll make a few more. Where are my pepinos? Just one more set. Recently, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok who make like stunning flowers out of pipe cleaners. I honestly gobsmacked. I'll sit there and just stare watching them make it. It's so mesmerizing and so beautiful. Like you'd never imagine they were made out of pipe cleaners. It's so cool. All right, beauty. It's a little long. It's better. It's a little bigger than I want. They're so cute. They're so cute and fuzzy too. All right, one more. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely. All right. We are in the home stretch. We're going to start now tucking and completing this bow area because I don't want to put anything anywhere else. I think it looks really pretty on its own. Let's just start tucking and deciding. So I don't think I'm going to put this one in. Or do I want to? Yeah, I don't want 3 on the bottom and 2 on the, or 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. I feel like it looks too uneven. So let's take this guy out and we'll tuck you. Now, you could totally take this off the stem and glue it in instead of tucking it into the bow. But, which is something that I often do. I often glue things directly to the wreath. However, if you want to reuse your wreath base in the future, which I do, you could also just tuck under because it's not going to go anywhere. And then it'll be easier for you to take this apart later. And you can always reuse these berries again if they're not glued down because they're not glued down. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to opt not to put glue. I'm just going to tuck them under the pipe cleaner that I used to secure the bow. And we'll just kind of spread them out a little bit. Don't worry, the bow looks mashed to hell right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. It's going to be the last thing we do is fluff the bow. But first, we got to tuck all the things in. Okay. Now, the truth is that if you do glue it down, it's easier to maintain the positioning because it'll stay in place. But I really do want the ability to use this again in the future. So, which you totally could, even if you glued it down. You would just have to cut everything off and you would not be able to reuse the berries. That's all. Okay, I'm going to tuck. I'm just going to tuck them all over the place because I think they're so cute. These need a little glue. So I'm just going to put a line on the side. Oh, geez, I just made a disaster over there. I want it to stick out a little bit. Cute, 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 cute. Where are we going to put some of these balls? I think I'm going to tuck them in between all the berries and stuff. I'm going to cut a couple of those. Now, you could totally put a bunch of greenery in here. I've seen tons of candy cane wreaths that have like massive bows with like these big pieces of greenery, and it looks beautiful. But I always tend to like take it easy. I don't really like the big like crazy look. I mean, yeah, it's cool. No, I don't want that there. You know what? I think I need to put the balls in first, and then I'll put more of the candy canes because that'll determine where I want to put them. So I'm going to cut the bottoms off of these, little ornaments, because it'll make it easier for me to glue them down if they're flat on the bottom instead of having this little neck. Just watch your eyeballs. Wow. That ripped a big hole in that one. That one had the will to stay on, let me tell you. Maybe it's these scissors that are the problem. What scissors did I use before? It's not like I don't do this all the time. You know what? I'm going to use my wire cutters. My wire cutters. Oh, man. That's like cutting through butter. That's like a hot knife and butter. Oh, these ones are scratched. What a mess. What a mess. I think I'm going to do 4. 1 on each side. Sacre bleu. Assault. Okay. Like I'm going to tuck 1 under here. And then in the end, we'll fluff up the bow. And it's going to look magnifique. Okay, good. I'm thinking right here. Watch your little fingers. I want these little red ornaments to kind of poke out so that you don't even see them much. They're just kind of around the edges. I don't know if I held that there long enough. And we'll add a few candy canes too. And then I will consider this good. I think this looks really cute. I'm really happy with it. It looks nothing like what I had planned. Literally nothing about it is the way I had planned it. And yet I think it looks really cute. I'm happy with it. We've got an ornament candy cane combo happening over here. Boop. Okay. I kind of glued that right onto the pipe cleaner, which wasn't the smartest move I've ever made. But it's fine. It'll stay. Okay, and I'm going to tuck this one under there again, which I know you probably can't see from the overhead camera, but it's tucked under the bow loop a little bit so that you get a little ornament peek out. Just going to give that a couple seconds to kind of adhere a little bit. Hot glue actually dries hella fast. Hella fast. All right. I'm really liking this. Now, let's do we want the candy cane to be upright or upside down? Down here. Upside down or upright? I'm thinking upside down. Just one right here. And then I'll put a couple tucked in. Yeah, let's do that. So a little bit of glue along the line here. I'm not going to put glue on the curve so that I can adjust it if I want to. Glue spider webs. Ooh, she almost touched the hot glue. Don't worry, I'm fine. I am bueno. All right. Let's tuck a couple more in here. I'm thinking like right in between the actual bow loops a little bit. We'll get them kind of peeking out a wee touch. A little pokeroo. I'm actually just going to put a tiny bit of glue on the bottom. Because I'm basically going to glue it to one of the loops. You know what I mean? So that it stays inside the bow, but at the same time you can see it. Let's do another one over there. Now I regret not making these a little bit longer, but that's okay. We work with it. Okay, so that's four candy canes. Should I do a couple more? Or is that too much? No, it feels like it's too much. I think 4 is fine. All right, let's tidy this up a wee bit. And then we're going to do all the fluffing. Now, in terms of how to hang this wreath, you have a couple of options. Option 1 is to tie something on the top. So like you could use a piece of the red ribbon itself. So for example, where did you come from? Boop, this guy's on the run. Look at me. Okay, he really wanted some attention. I needed to let him have his moment. Right, so you can do this and then tie that to the hook on your door, and you've got yourself a lovely way to hang your wreath. That's actually probably the way I'm going to hang my wreath this time. Another option would be to tie some jute cord to the back, like glue it down in like a bunch of hot glue. But I think I am going to do what I just said. So I'm going to actually cut myself a length of ribbon. And what I'm going to need here is a little bit of glue. Where are my finger protectors now? This is like the most important moments. Oh, why did you fall so stupidly? It's okay, everything's fine. Okay, we'll give that a couple seconds to stick. Then all I'm going to do is just slide it over here and hang it on my door, just like that. All right, it's time to fluff the bow. We are at the end. This is the part. Now, I'm going to tell you that I will only fluff it a little while on screen, but I promise you I'm going to fluff it quite a lot more after I stop the live. All right. So how do you fluff the ribbon loops? Get your fingers inside the loops and you're doing a motion like this. With your two little fingers or one finger or whatever fits comfortably in each loop, but you're giving it like a poofed out and you want to make sure it's not curled in on itself. All right. Okay, we're done. What do you think? We did it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you were crafting along with me or just chilling and picking up a few tips. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know in the comments if you crafted along. Like, did you make this candy cane wreath? Did yours turn out different? I'd love to see it because mine turned out completely different than what I had planned. Like 1,000,000% different than what I had planned. And still, I love it. I'm sorry I can't show it to you perfectly straight up and down, but look how cute that came out. It looks so great. I'm so happy with it. If you're interested in learning more beginner-friendly wreath making tips, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about wreath making in general, check out my channel. I've got a ton of step-by-step tutorials waiting for you. And if you enjoyed this live craft experiment or experience, I'm going to be putting my live craft along playlist right up here on the screen. So click on it, go ahead and watch the other lives. I've made a whole bunch of wreaths recently in this live format, and hopefully you'll find something that you really enjoy. You can also skip into another video right now. I've got a couple more tutorials up here for you to check out. Hit one, have a look, and come back. I'd love to see you. I really enjoy making crafts like this, and I'm going to be making a wreath every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until the end of December 2025. So please join me. I'd love to craft along with you. And don't forget to subscribe so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!